The Adidas Power Perfect 3. Three things this shoe has going for it. Number one is it's a decently cost-efficient weightlifting shoe. It comes in around at $130, but you can find it on sale for like $104 at Rogue Fitness. They're starting to drop a little bit, so that's always a good thing for you and I. Number two is the durability. It's got a synthetic leather. It's got a mesh up here on the toe, PU coated leather up here covering the toe. It's gonna be a durable shoe, and I think it's gonna stand the test of time, similar to how the Power Perfect 2 did for me in the past. And number three is the all-around construction. It has a solid leather strap up here on the ankle, 0.75-inch heel. If you're looking for that kind of all-in-one, best all-around weightlifting shoe, the Power Perfect 3 does a pretty good job. The only real con I found with the Power Perfect 3 was the sizing. I had the Power Perfect 2, the red, white, and black one back in the day, and I thought that shoe fit pretty true to size. And when I was kind of thinking back and comparing how these feel, they feel a lot more roomy in the toe. Almost a half size to a full size too big. There's a lot of air up here in the toe, and I'm gonna show you that in the sizing and fit section. All right, in respects to performance for the Power Perfect 3, I thought it was a very all-around consistent shoe. Felt good in any kind of Olympic movement, squat. It's kind of your standard 0.75-inch heeled shoe. One thing I will note about the performance of this shoe is that she's thick in the midsole and outsole. It takes a little while to break in. Expect like a 2-week break-in period, and that's if you're wearing them very consistently. It might even take a little bit longer. Like watch, I've worn these for about 2 weeks now, and we still have a lot of toe whip because that's how thick the midsole and outsole is up here on the forefoot. Other than that, I think the shoe is gonna perform very well for you. It's cost efficient, so if you're worried about performance, I wouldn't really sweat it with the Power Perfect 3. Price for the Adidas Power Perfect 3 comes in around $130. Now, compared to other newer weightlifting shoes, that's a pretty good cost-efficient model. And in all honesty, they are on sale right now, like for $104 at Rogue Fitness in some colorways. So if your goal is to find a budget and cost-efficient 0.75-inch heeled shoe with a single strap, the Power Perfect 3 could be a good fit. All right, let's talk sizing and fit. This is a size 10 shoe. I am a size 10 foot. I mentioned in the cons section how we have a little bit of room. I wore extra thick socks today just to give you guys even more of a context on how roomy this shoe really is. So I'm gonna pull it fully tight to give you guys an idea. And again, this is kind of a meatier shoe. There's a lot of material going on. And I've gotten a couple questions in the past about the 6th eyelet up here. And I'm gonna go ahead and lace it up. Normally, I don't lace up all the eyelets in most of my shoes just because I feel like it's overkill with the single strap. But for the sake of review, I'll go ahead and lace it up for y'all so you can see exactly how it fits when it's fully laced and tightened. So we got a nice tight fit here. And also to address the tightness of this, so I pull it very tight often just to give you an idea of how much overlay the strap and shoelace there is. Normally I don't wear them this tight, so no strap overlay whatsoever. Even if I crank this thing as tight as I can, still no strap overlay to the ground. I like that. So up here in the toe, I have a lot of wiggle room up here. There's about like 1 inch, maybe a little bit more of room up here. Now, I normally like a little bit of room just to avoid any toe jamming, but this is a little excessive. If you're a guy and you're pretty true to size in your normal size shoe, I would recommend looking at a half size, maybe a full size down if you err on the smaller side of your normal true to size. All right, let's assess the construction for the Adidas Power Perfect 3. Now this shoe is pretty simplistic in design. It's really kind of that no frills Adidas model, similar to the Powerlift. So let's take it from the toe to the heel. Up here on the outskirts of the toe, we have a mesh material, and that runs all the way up to the tongue. And then we have a PU coated leather on the outside for a little bit of added durability, making our way to the midsole and outsole. The outsole on this model is very thick. It's actually thicker than the Power Perfect 2, if I can recall. And the midsole here is decently small, and it feels similar to what other Adidas models has. It runs all the way through the midfoot to the heel, all the way around. Making our way to the midfoot, we have a synthetic leather up here on the top, similar to like what the Powerlift has. We have 6 eyelets that run all the way up. Each has its own little metal eyelet hole, which is cool for durability. The strap itself is leather. It's pretty maneuverable, pretty thick. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break down anytime soon. Something cool that I like about this strap is that they have double stitching here on the same angle of the strap. I feel like that helps with a little bit of the pulling of the shoe getting tight in the midfoot. Making our way to the heel, we have a heel cup that comes up a little bit, provides a little bit of stability back here. As you can see, it doesn't really compress very well. We have leather branding back here that has the Adidas logo. We have a high density EVA foam heel. There's been some question on the height of the heel of this model. Adidas does not do a great job at addressing that. So let's look at the heel height. Looking at the ruler, we come up about just under a ½ inch up here toward the toe, and then on the heel, we have almost like a 1.25 heel back here. And if we look at those both together, that's gonna come out to about 0.75 inches. Now that's pretty standard for weightlifting shoes. And that's right in line with the Adidas Power Perfect 2 had. And if I had to guess, Adidas wanted to keep it probably pretty consistent and just beef up this shoe's construction a little bit and give it a nice whole look and feel. So all in all, that wraps up the major construction features of this shoe. It's got your leather single strap up here, high density EVA foam heel, about a 0.75 inch lift, the Adiwear outsole, which is exactly the same thing that the Powerlift 4 and 3.1 has. And then we have a synthetic leather, which also the Powerlift has. So all in all, decent shoe, solid construction, and I think it's gonna last and be durable. And that concludes my review of the Adidas Power Perfect 3. If you're on the market for a budget shoe that kind of matches all your basic needs of a 0.75 inch heel, solid construction, and single strap, this is a good option. One thing I will note is that the sizing is a little bit iffy, and make sure you really pay attention to the sizing and fit before investing. If you want to learn more on the full details and a written article, Google BarBend and Adidas Power Perfect 3.